guys, it's Stephen here. Welcome back to Club Footy. How are you all doing today? I've been joined by Phil. How are you doing, man? You alright?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. The Premier League is finally back. I'm so excited to have football back on our TV again. I know we had a gap of about a week, essentially, after the World Cup, but it's nice, isn't it, having it back there every single day?
Yeah, it felt pretty seamless, didn't it? It wasn't long. We didn't have to wait long, and we're straight back.
It's probably explained Kevin De Bruyne's injury, that intensity from the World Cup straight into the Premier League. But yesterday I took a visit down to the Manchester City store because they had the Premier League trophy there alongside the Carabao Cup and the Community Shield. And I, as a City fan, it was great a chance to visit it. But I also asked some Man City fans if they thought City could retain the Premier League trophy. I'm going to be talking about that today. But firstly, before I get into that, let's see what the fans think.
Most certainly they can. They've got the team to do it. They've got a team that's worked together for at least a year. They know exactly what they're doing. But the opposition will be a bit stronger this year as well.
Yeah, of course they can, yeah. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. We've got the strongest squad in the Premier League, I think. And, you know, I don't see anybody touching us this year. Rivals, to be honest, I think it's going to be Liverpool are going to be the strongest.
I don't think they're going to be able to retain the title. I think United has got a good squad in this season, good manager. They're working hard. And I don't know, I think they might just do it this year.
Right, so you've seen what they think, you've seen the trophy. It was absolutely beautiful in person. I was there just like a kid staring at it, getting kind of totally awestruck by seeing this beautiful piece of silver there in front of me. Can Liverpool win that this year? Can they take it away from Manchester City? Can they grasp it from us, Phil?
Well, nothing that I saw at the weekend made me think that they couldn't. I think everything was really good. Obviously it was West Ham and a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's a perfect opening game for Liverpool to have, but actually, as a Liverpool fan as well, it was really exciting to see, particularly Keita, you know, in his role.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah,
really good.
That was kind of the biggest weakness, at least going forward for Liverpool. Not that they have many weaknesses, but that now being shored up with Keita is really exciting. And I think, you know, you just want to see now them to kick on and just keep the pressure on. It's early days, but that's a very exciting start for a Liverpool fan.
Fabinho was on the bench in that game as well, and Alisson had very little to do.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Fabinho, you know, actually, if you look at that really good Monaco team, particularly 2 years ago, players like Bakayoko probably looked a lot better because of a player like Fabinho. He's the guy that actually...
The water carrier.
Exactly, yeah, and again, you know, it's a great position of improvement for Liverpool. So, really exciting. I think for the first time, you know, since probably peak Rafa Benitez era.
Rafa Benitez.
You know, we just about missed out when Torres was on full form in that team. So yeah, really exciting, really exciting.
I mean, it sounds arrogant saying it as a Blue myself, but it still feels like it's City's to lose in general. Yep. It's surreal. After the Kevin De Bruyne injury, my first reaction was one of, you know, I was panicked. But then I looked at the games we've got come up, and then we've got the squad that we've got. David Silva wasn't involved against Arsenal. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't involved either. And then obviously Phil Foden was on the bench that day. Bernardo Silva's just started showing some form as a central midfield as well.
Absolutely.
It feels like the squad depth City have at the moment is ridiculous, like, and it's unrivaled almost compared to the other teams.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if any other team lost a player of De Bruyne's calibre, you would write them off. But with City, and the most ominous thing to say, I hate to say it, but you look at obviously the game last weekend and the Community Shield, both games they look like they didn't skip a beat. You know, you look at the you know, obviously Myers has come in and that's a really good sign, and he's actually really added a lot to the team. And this is actually just, I see, if anything, this is a chance for the likes of Foden and others to really show what they're capable of. And I think, to be honest, there's nothing which I've seen which would make me think that they're not gonna, you know, become any worse.
But like Achilles, everyone has the weak point somewhere, don't they? And what could like City's be? Like, I mean, like what could slip us up this season from a Liverpool fan's perspective, at least? Yeah,
I think, you know, as strong as the team is, there's a reason that a team hasn't retained the title since, you know, that United team.
Was it 08, Pep, that's why.
Yeah, indeed.
But it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago, and I think, you know, there's a lot to be said about climbing the mountain again. I think, particularly for me, I'm looking at the fact that, you know, if City are really going to challenge in Europe, and obviously that's a huge
definitely
goal.
an aim for the club. They want to go take it to the next level.
They want to do that, and to fight on that front and on the domestic front is a huge task. So I think, you know, it's not just squad depth. It's a lot of things that come into it. And obviously, you know, Pep's exactly who you want there to lead that. But I think for me as a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at that and saying, okay, you know, it's going to be tough for them to do both those things. So that's
something has to give, I guess. Isn't it, somewhere? Exactly. I guess from a City fan's perspective as well, David Silva and Fernandinho aren't getting any younger. They're both, you know, well into the 30s now. Fernandinho, particularly in the most demanding role in the team, the number 6 role. He's the energy of the heartbeat of that team. We haven't got a backup. We obviously quite famously courted Jorginho in the summer. He went to Chelsea. We didn't get that. I think it was obvious that we wanted backup there. And in the end, we just had to make do, I guess, with Gundogan and De Bruyne and God knows who else. But that is obviously a slight concern, because if someone like him breaks up, we haven't got that natural defensive replacement there. We maybe, like Douglas Luiz, we tried to get a work permit for him in the summer, but that didn't come through. Even he wasn't a natural number 6, but he had the physicality in the legs at least. And now De Bruyne is out. If the worst comes to the worst, and Fernandinho picks up an injury, all of a sudden we're down to maybe Gundogan and Foden in midfield, you know. And Gundogan hasn't been the best, and Foden is definitely, as much as a great player he is, he's all potential still. So all of a sudden that midfield looks different, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think you know, again, if you're looking for those glimmers of hope, that is one. That is exactly what.
This is what we resorted to Liverpool fans to.
This is it. I hate to say it.
What a time to be alive for me.
I hate to say it. I guess, you know, a small point, and again, we're clutching at straws, but absolutely, you know, even the City team last year, obviously there were performances where they weren't on top form, and you would definitely look to some of those games, and as a Liverpool fan, I'd look to those Champions League games and say, okay, what are some of those little areas where, you know, not many teams are going to be able to do what we did against City. But again, I think like any team, no one's invincible.
Yeah, of course.
Apart from Arsenal, of course.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So that's a small thing. But also, I think in general, if you look at, you know, I was really impressed with the likes of Wolves coming up. And
it's good, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's hard to say at this stage of the season, but it feels like the standard of other teams is a little bit stronger. So, you know, I think like any team who's been champions, obviously anyone wants to, you know, get the scalp that is City. So in general, I feel like it's a more competitive year. It's very early days, but you know.
And other than that, the other teams around them, is it too soon for the new era Arsenal under Emery? Is it unlikely with Jose? United, though, stranger things have happened. He does have that tendency to pull something out of nothing.
He does.
And then also Chelsea under Sarri. Obviously, they're going to be a work in progress, but they're a good team. Spurs, to me, it looks the most difficult given the fact they've signed no one, and they're very much. I find it hard to see they can do better than this year with the same players a year older and having. They have that injection of energy a lot of teams need to kick on.
Yeah, that's a funny one, because they're sort of counter what everyone else has done in keeping the same team. Like you say, it's completely against what every other club is doing.
Yeah.
At least one or two marquee signings. But to be fair, you know, I don't think, if I was a Spurs fan, I wouldn't be worried. If anything, the fact that they've kept that core of the team, you know, particularly Alderweireld, and certainly obviously the rest of the spine, and Ali and Kane, I don't think. If anything, I'm more worried about them than I am about Arsenal, who, whilst I think longer term they're going to have a really strong team, it is early days for that system and that change in personnel. And similarly with Chelsea, as good as, and I'm impressed with, obviously Jorginho was a great coup.
Yeah.
But then again, they've got Morata leading the line, and he hasn't scored for a long time. And you know, I think that doesn't put any fear into me.
I'm not one for sweeping statements of players, but Morata's just not going to fight them to success. He didn't have a great record goal scoring before anyway, did he? In general, he was a 1 in 3 kind of striker previously, and he's showing that lack of fight, which is possibly the worst thing you could. Kind of throw at number 9 really, and that's not going to help him, is it? Because he can have all the midfield play in the world, but if he isn't going to score,
and I saw a good stat that since Morata last scored for Chelsea, Diego Costa has helped knock out Arsenal of the Europa League, won the Europa League, gone to the World Cup as Spain's number 1 leading striker, scored of course at the World Cup a few times, won the Super Cup last night. I mean, literally,
that's a fantastic stat.
To go from Morata to Costa is a huge blow, and I think Chelsea fans.
Yeah, that's Marks and Spencer to Lidl, isn't it? Let's be honest. With all due respect to Lidl, but sometimes you want the finest range, and that to me is a step down. Like, I mean, he's not quite Lidl, I guess. I'd say.
I think that's a disservice to Lidl, to be honest. I actually don't mind Lidl. I think Morata is
let us know your favourite supermarket in the comments below. Anyway, in terms of contenders, it's going to be Liverpool for me as a City fan. Sure. They are closest contenders. They have this kind of effervescence to them that makes them very likeable. They're going to be the neutrals' favourite. Well, probably not really, actually. Most neutrals don't want to support Liverpool. But people want to see City knocked off their perch. I think that's... It goes as far as that.
And I think people want to see a team that hasn't won the Premier League win it. I think there's something about...
Anyone wants to see Liverpool win the league. I don't know. Maybe...
I think it's the brand of football, and it's similar to City.
Yeah,
it is positive, and ultimately, when a player like Salah or De Bruyne, you know, those icons of the current era of the Premier League, if they're playing well, and obviously it's a shame De Bruyne is injured.
Yeah.
I think that's exciting. That's good for the game. I'm biased, but that's what I would say.
So I am, and that's the beauty of football. Anyway, guys,
Indeed.
you've seen our opinions there. I want to know your opinions. We want to know who you think is going to win the league this season. Can City retain the title? Spoiler, if they can. In my personal opinion, Phil thinks otherwise. No, I don't know. Phil's kind of on the fence a little bit. Actually, most Liverpool fans have been quite playing it down a little bit. Maybe they're finally thinking, we'll stop saying this is our year and all that kind of stuff.
I know, exactly that. I don't want to curse
Just
us.
enjoy the football.
Yeah, I'm not touching the trophy in August.
No, I touched the Premier League trophy yesterday and it was great, as you saw from the video. Don't forget, if you are a Manchester City fan or just a football fan that lives in Manchester, you can see the Premier League trophy as well at the City store at the Etihad on Friday and Saturday. So pop down, get a picture with that glorious silverware. Anyway, guys, I've been Stephen. This has been Phil. Subscribe if you're new to Club Footy. Let us know in the comments who's going to win the Premier League this season, and we will see you next time.